introduce Clifford. He's our co-founder. God, we've been going back now. When did we start all of this? Jesus, I mean, time flies, but we've been at this a long time behind the scenes. So if you guys that are new on the call tonight, you've not missed a lot. Well, you've missed a lot and you haven't missed a lot, but you've been blessed to kind of come in at this time because, you know, we've seen the building of this from brick 1 to brick 100 or whatever. And it's all down to these two people, Clifford and Anne. So if I hand you over to Clifford, he's one of our co-founders with Anne. He can introduce himself a lot better. He's an IT, I would say, expert. He'll probably deny that because he's modest. But and you know, between the pair of them, they've got this platform together just miraculously. I would call it. So I'll hand you over to Clifford to introduce himself as well. Is he there?
Thank you very much, Nick. Yes, I am here. Right, for those of you who've been on the calls before, you know the drill. Sometimes my internet connection gets a bit flaky, and because of that, sometimes I end up dropping off, and either Nick or Anne or one of the other guys will take over the presentation, okay? Now, if you can bear with me just for a moment, I'm just finding the actual presentation slides on my computer. I may have to leave that for a minute and just speak to you guys. Right, okay. Right, good evening. I think you should be able to see me now. Hi everybody, I'm Clifford. Yeah, well, my name's Clifford. I'm 52 years old. I'm from Croydon in the UK, and I'm currently over in West Africa. Yeah, I need a shave. I know that. Yeah, before you start. Yeah. But anyway, just been kind of busy. That's my excuse anyway. So yes, as Nick said, thank you for the introduction, Nick, as well. As Nick said, I've been doing IT for a long time now. Worked for various companies in the UK, various schools, colleges, run my own business on and off here and there, and eventually I decided I'd kind of had enough of, let's just call it the rat race, whereby you're like on a treadmill 9 to 5 every day, and things don't really change. So I decided, look, I need to do something completely different. So what I did was, I decided to come and spend some time in Ghana, West Africa. And ever since COVID, I've kind of been here because obviously COVID was too dangerous to travel. So I've just decided to spend a little bit longer here. Okay, right. As many of you know, I'm going to turn the camera off because it uses up a lot of my bandwidth for my internet. And I don't want to lose the connection. So I've turned off the camera now. Now I'm going to go back to my computer. And I've got to find the presentation. So just bear with me for a little while I dig up this presentation and load it up. Let's change the view on that. Is that it? That might be it. Let's have a quick look. That might be it. Yes, because I had to create a student presentation. So, yep, just loading that up now. Right, let's just make sure the slides are the correct ones. Right, yes. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. Right, I need to change that. Sorry. For those of you who are very new to this, we've been very, very busy over the last few weeks as we near the launch. We're like really busy, so that's why some of the things that you'll see us do seem a little bit jumbled, maybe, but nonetheless, we're still cracking on with everything. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the presentation up on my screen and we'll jump straight into it. Right, for those of you who obviously a lot of you won't know myself and Anne and Nick and whomever else, the regulars that come on our meetings. We're just regular people, yeah. None of us are, you know, extraordinarily rich. We're just regular people, just like yourselves. The main reason we've all come together, and we've got quite a lot of camaraderie, is because we've all experienced the same thing, which is being scammed, which no one likes in any form that it may take. So that's basically how we came together, and we decided to do something about it. And that which we decided to do was to basically build our own platform. And that's what we've done. We've literally, a group of us, well, I say a group, quite a large group when you think about it. There's about 250 of us have pooled our resources, and we have built, well, we've had built for us the HEXucation.com platform. Okay, can everyone now see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, so here we are, our very first student meeting for HEXucation.com. And we say our first student meeting, even though we've been meeting for the last 6 months. When I say we, I'm talking about there's a group of 250 of us who have come together, and we're basically we call ourselves early funders. Basically, we've pooled our resources to get everything ready to bring you all of you guys in. Yeah. Trust me, we're nothing special. We're just regular people who've had enough of getting ripped off. I'm going to try not to go into stuff too much, but it's important that everyone here understands that we are just regular people, and I mean regular. Nothing, you know, extraordinarily outstanding about any of us. You know, we're just regular people that have decided to say, let's do this thing for ourselves. Let us come together and build something that is the way we want it. Yeah. And that's why we're all here right now. Okay, so I will continue. Right, so first slide, HEXucation.com. That's the name of our website. Simple as that, HEXucation.com. I'll get into the naming in a little bit, but that's our name. And what do? We offer education, nice and simple. That's our product. That's what we sell, education. And our slogan thus far is decentralized finance made simple, from beginner to advanced. Okay. Right. The next couple of pages, I'm just going to read them out, just to kind of, you know, give you a general idea of what HEXucation is. So, what is HEXucation? HEXucation is an online education initiative set to redefine the MLM landscape through the transformative power of blockchain and smart contract technology. HEXucation has its own unique earn while you learn reward system and a smart vault that can revolutionize the way blockchain-based MLM systems operate, addressing inherent challenges while creating a more transparent, equitable, and sustainable model. In other words, HEXucation is the first sustainable blockchain-based education and MLM system designed specifically for people who want to learn about blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, and also those of us who love wealth building and want to participate in a safe way. By using smart contracts and transparent blockchain transactions, our affiliates or students can say goodbye to manual withdrawals that have to be requested from people such as the project or company owners who may one day decide that they no longer want to pay you. I will expand on that a little bit, and that's because this is what I was referring to earlier, whether it's the first big one that some or many of you may have been involved with was Hyperverse, also known as Blockchain Global, Hyper Capital, Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hypernation, Hypercosmos. I don't know what came after that. Oh yeah, then they changed into, I think, Boomerang, as well as VidiLook, all part of the same scam. Yeah, if I'm wrong about Boomerang, someone please speak up and say so. But basically, all of them came out of one con man and other people, or a couple of con men and other people known as Ryan Zhu and Sam Lee. I should say alleged con men. Why can I say alleged con men? Because at least one of them now, Sam Lee, he's been formally charged by the SEC for, as far as I'm aware, the misappropriation of $1.7 billion. So he's got to face the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States one day. And basically, after all the hypers came, what was it? What was next? Oh yeah, around the same time was CashFX, as well as a plethora of other stuff like Carnelian 12, Novatech FX, PLC, and AKA PLCU, AKA PLC Ultima, with all the current names that they want to use. I don't care what people want to say. They're all scams. They're all scams. And if anyone wants to challenge me about PLC Ultima, I'll say to them, okay, they've created their own blockchain, right? How many other people apart from them are using their blockchain? Okay, that speaks volumes, because when you build a blockchain, other people will use it because it's good, right? Because it's secure, right? Because it's trustworthy, right? PLC Ultimate, yeah, it's only them using their entire blockchain. Right, so moving on from that. What makes HEXucation attractive? Okay, that may seem like an unusual word to use, attractive. Okay, but surely people are attractive, but how can a platform be attractive? Well, quite simply, it's attracted you here, hasn't it? You've heard about HEXucation, and that has attracted you here to be on this call right now. Okay, so what does make it attractive? We've got a few points to cover here. The HEXucation system is controlled by audited smart contracts. Okay, for those of you who do not know what smart contracts are basically agreements that are pre-programmed into the blockchain. When I say pre-programmed, they're pre-programmed in the sense that when you launch your project, be it Ethereum, be it Bitcoin, be it Pulse Chain, be it whatever crypto you want to use or whichever platform you want to use, if it's governed by smart contracts, those smart contracts are launched at the time, or yeah, you can say before, or around the time that the project starts on the blockchain. And they basically govern, the smart contracts are the rules. It's like a set of rules that governs everything in that project. Yeah. And again, what makes HEXucation attractive is the fact that we're using smart contracts that are what's called immutable, meaning that once we launch, the day we launch, the founders, the early funders, the developer, and Dalversal, so here just had to go there, and Dalversal, another scam, and Quantum Legacy, and Crypto Family, renamed Our Family. Yep, all scams. If anyone wants to talk to me about it, I'm available. And I will break it down for you how they are scams to the letter. Anyway, let's talk about our smart contracts. So our smart contracts basically, once we launch, they're immutable. We can't change them. No one can change them. They can't be removed. They're going to continue their function as long as our preferred blockchain, which is Pulse Chain, as long as it's working, our smart contracts will be operating. Can't be stopped. We can't change a thing. We can't stop your payments. No one can stop your payments. As long as people are still buying using your link, you're getting paid. As long as people in your downline are still buying, you're still getting paid. That's exactly how it's going to work. Audited basically means that our developer, very smart guy, he and his team, they've created our Web3 side of things. I'll very quickly explain that. We have our website, HEXucation.com, but the engine behind it all is a lot of programming. The website, and I'm not talking about the website programming, I'm talking about the smart contract programming. Our developer's been working on it for the last 3 months or so. I think it's 3 months he's been working on it. April, May, June, yeah, around about 3 months he's been working on it, or heading towards 3 months. And right now, the code is actually with an auditor. The auditor, he's like or not he, or the auditors we're using, as any auditors, what they do is they do some kind of they do what you may want to call forensic analysis, where they will scrutinize every line of code in all of our smart contracts, just to make sure there's no leaks in the system. There are no back doors that anyone's written into the code. That the students and everybody else who's involved is getting the money or the rewards that they're supposed to get. As well as that, they've also got to make sure that the developer himself hasn't messed with the code and done something naughty with it. That's what they're checking for. That's what an audit is. Okay, so yes, we do have a very generous rewards distribution system. It basically comprises of, when you sign up as a student, you will have 10 levels below you. And what happens is, not only will you introduce people into your downline, but the people above you will also introduce people into your downline too. Because of the way we've structured it, we're using what is referred to as a 3x10 forced matrix. We will get onto that shortly. Okay, and exclusive student support access. What you're experiencing now is the first of many. What we've decided to do is have student meetings, student webinars twice a week. I don't know if we'll do the second one for this week. I don't know. This is our first one. We'll just have to kind of see how it goes. But what we've realized is we're literally attracting people from all over the world. I like doing this, so I'm going to go there. Already we are in approximately 19 countries, and I'm sure we can even add to that tonight. I'll just run through them very quickly. We are already in Quebec, Canada, USA, Mexico, Sweden, Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, Spain, Portugal, Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, Italy, South Africa, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand. That's the 19 countries that we're already in before we've even started. I think that's really good. So yes, and I'm sure some of you on the call this evening are possibly not in that list. So if you want to update us in the chat group later on, or when we have our Q&A later on, then we can, talk about that then. Right, so on to the next screen. Okay, I'm going to try and explain this very, very quickly. Oh, Namibia, thank you. We can now add Namibia to our long list. That makes number 20. Come in, number 20. Right, nice one. Thank you very much. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you. You can introduce yourself later on, please. Right, I'm going to very quickly explain this complex looking chart or diagram in front of you. Basically, it's a chart explaining how the money flow works when a student buys their student package. Student being yourselves. So we have a range of packages ranging from, do not faint when you hear these numbers, but you'll understand the reason why in a little while. We have, our courses start from $1 and go right up to $100,000. So what we've tried to do is we've tried to make the whole system attractive and have appeal to everybody. Yeah. Do not worry about how am I going to find $100,000. Don't worry about that. You obviously start off with the lower priced packages. You know, we're pretty confident that most people can afford $1. And I'm not being funny when I'm saying that, because there may be places in the world where $1 may be a lot of money. So that's what I'm saying. We're fairly sure that most people around the world can afford $1. So in this example, what we've got is a student pays $55 for their. I'll get my pointer on here, I think. So I got. Yeah, I should have done this before, maybe. Where's my pointer? No, okay. Oh, arrow options visible. There we go. Right. So hopefully you can see my pointer. I think you can. Right. So a student pays $55 for their course. Yeah. Just to give you a little bit more insight, we have 3 basic courses: the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced. Those are the 3 basic courses. Yeah. But we've given them each of those 3 courses. You can choose to pay any one of 4 prices. Yeah. But just for the ease of understanding for now, the beginner course costs $1. The intermediate course costs $10. Sorry, let me start again. The beginner course costs $1.10. The intermediate course costs $11. The advanced course costs $55. Now, I'll now explain how that payment flows. Okay, so the student has paid their $55. No doubt it's going to be some of you guys. So what happens immediately is 10% of that is put aside, i.e. the $5. It's put aside because that is paid out immediately. We've labeled it an admin fee, but it's actually an instant commission. Yeah. We've called it an admin fee, kind of like when we're speaking about it, people that don't really understand this, because they wouldn't understand an instant commission, maybe. So what happens is that $5, 10% comes over to this side. The person that introduced, let's say the student is you, by the way, whoever you are. Straight away, $3.50 of that $55 will get sent immediately. The minute you pay, the smart contract will send $3.50 immediately to your introducer, meaning the person that introduced you, the person whose referral link you used to sign up. The minute you pay, bam, straight over to them. They get $3.50. Now, if they were introduced, or the person who introduced them, they get $1.50. Yeah, that's 3%. Okay. So that now leaves $50. Okay. Oops, gone the wrong way there. Okay. So the $50 is now split up like this. 16% of that goes over to the early funders. 64% of that is split up amongst your yourself and the 10 levels below you. Okay? If there aren't 10 levels, sorry, I'm saying that a bit wrong. The 10 levels above you, sorry, the money flows upwards, not downwards. Yeah, so the $32, the 64% of the $50, that you, as, yeah, depending where you are, you get your percentage, and the remainder flows upwards to the 10 levels above you. If there aren't 10 levels above you, then the extra amount will go to what we call the marketing wallet. The marketing wallet, it sits kind of like right at the top of the matrix, but I think we'll get to that in a little while. And then 20% of that goes over to, yeah, 20% of that then gets staked, and that goes into a long-term staking vault. Well, I say long-term, it goes into a staking vault for the early funders. Yeah. The early funders, they have ongoing jobs to do. Meaning that, you know, the early funders, we've paid for the platform to be built. We're paying for the initial marketing, and as we need improvements and expansion to HEXucation, the early funders will no doubt contribute towards that as well. Okay, so with that said, even though a total of 80% is set aside for early funders and students, that 80% is then staked for a week. And the reason we stake it, for those of you who don't know what staking is, another way to describe staking is a bit like we've banked it. We've banked it with what's called a staking smart contract. I'm not going to go into what staking itself is, but just for you to understand right now, that we basically bank the money for 1 week. Now, depending on how many of us there are in total, that the yield that comes back from that is anything between 0.03% a week up to 10% a week. Yeah? So that 0.03% up to 10% will be added onto whatever you've earned each week. Okay? Now, when I say earned, that, yeah, when I say earned, that you can actually, as some of you may be aware, you can actually earn from this without ongoing activity. I'll explain that later on. You do have to do activity, at least at the beginning, but we'll cover that in shortly. Right. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna open the floor for just 1 or 2 questions right now, because I know I've covered a lot. So if anyone's got just a couple of questions, we'll take those questions now. You'll need to, if you do want to ask a question, please unmute yourself. Okay, then I'll just continue. Right, so as we were saying earlier on, again, I'm just going to jump back a moment. If we look at this, let's focus on this green box here. It's called the student referral payment, because this is where all of you as students will be receiving your income from, as well as up here, your instant commissions, but most of your income will come, or your rewards will come from this box here, which we call the student referral payment. This, or these charts here, they explain the money flow, yeah, once someone has bought a course. Okay, so what I'll just do, as it says, money from sales flows upwards. That's correct. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just explain it real quick. Now, okay, when we launch, there will be someone in this position, and then there'll be people in these positions, and there'll be people in these positions. So what that means is, oh, I must tell you this as well. Even though it's not on the diagram, you did hear me mention what we call our marketing wallet or our marketing account. Now, I think I will come back to that in a little while, but just bear in mind that there's something else up here above this person here. Right. Now, as I said earlier, this is what's called a 3 by 10 matrix. What that means is each person introduces 3 people, and that same pattern is replicated 10 levels down. So you've got 1 introduces 3, 1 introduces 3, 1 introduces 3, 1 introduces 3. And that continues for 10 levels. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah? Okay. So just to make it a little bit more clear, let's say you've received your referral link after signing up with HEXucation.com through, whoever introduced you, and let's I don't know, randomly, let's position you at number 8. Yeah? Allegedly, it's a lucky number. Right, so you've got spot lucky number 8. Okay. So now, what that means is you will then introduce your 3 people. So you've bought your position, yeah, which, as we now know, they start from $1, and then you will introduce your 3 people. Now, that is our basic requirement. The basic requirement is that you must introduce 3 people. That's a requirement. You buying your course is exactly that. You bought your course. That's what you paid for. That's what you received. Your course, access to your course. That's what you got. However, if you then decide of your own free will that you would like to promote the HEXucation platform and, help HEXucation to sell more courses, then in order for you to access, or in order for you to activate your position in this matrix, as we said, or as I've said, you must introduce 3 people. That's our requirement. I think that's the only requirement that we actually have. And we've actually got a little saying, which is, I teach 3, I can get my words twisted. I teach 3 to teach 3 each. Just to quickly explain that, I teach 3 to teach 3 each. That's it. I teach 3 to teach 3 each. And that's it. That's as, regardless of all these charts and diagrams and massive numbers that you've no doubt seen, that's the simplicity of it all. I teach 3 to teach 3 each. That's it. That's all we've got to do. Yeah, but obviously a lot of us already have big teams, or we're going to meet a lot of people, then we're going to grow our teams. So yeah, you no doubt we'll all end up teaching more than 3 to teach 3 each. Okay, so back to this chart again. So this is how, let's say, where were you? You're in position 8, I think we put you. So here's the reality. Even though you're in position 8 in the grand scheme of things, in your own world, you are always number 1. Yeah? Does anyone not understand that? You can stick your hand up or send an emoji or open up your mic and say, I don't understand. But it's kind of important that you, okay, Okay, Chris, is that a thumbs up you do understand, or is that a thumbs up that you don't understand? I'm getting thumbs up, right? But does that mean you do understand? I guess it does mean you do understand. Okay.
Yeah,
So if anyone, say again?
Yeah, we understand.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, well, if anyone doesn't understand, because there's a lot of new people, please say so. Just open your mic for a moment and say, I don't get it, or whatever you want to say. Yeah? Because that's the important thing to understand is, even though we've got a pretty big matrix already. Oh, thank you, Stefan. We've got a pretty big matrix already. However, it's going to grow a lot. It's going to grow a lot. We've shown a very small part of what this matrix is going to look like, and there's a possibility we've already filled all these positions even before launching, but we shall see. In fact, I'm 99.9 recurring % certain that we've filled all these positions already. But it doesn't matter. The reason it doesn't matter is you are always in position 1 all the time. It's always you and your 10 levels below you. Okay, now that everyone said they understand that, tell you what I'll do real quick. Okay, I'll come back to it if I need to. Right. Here is a quick peek at what we call our affiliate dashboard. Yeah, I didn't plan on showing you the whole website and dashboard thing this evening. Maybe at the end we'll come back to that, maybe. But this is a quick peek at the affiliate dashboard. These are some of the options that we have down here, as well as these options here. Now, the reason we have these options here, Mexico, China, UK, India, Italy, Ghana, is because it's actually important that you guys know this, because the group that you guys are in now, I don't like, not really one for creating subgroups, but in this case, it's necessary. This subgroup that you guys are in, from this group, we aim to raise leaders, as in community leaders. You know, we've got a team of presenters. We're going to need more presenters. We're going to need, you know, we're going to need. Is that the right way to put it? Okay, there's going to be ample opportunity for everybody in this group, this particular group, to get involved. And the reason I say that is because what we're trying to do, we're trying to create a little bit of a formal structure. There's no company here, by the way. We don't have a CEO. We don't have a CTO or a COO. We have no staff. We have no employees. Yeah? It's just us. That's how it goes. Yeah? This is DeFi. Typically in DeFi, it's all about you and the smart contract. You pay your money to the smart contract. The smart contract pays you. Yeah? That, as I said earlier, once we launch, we can't change anything. But what we can do is provide you with support. We're offering blockchain and cryptocurrency technology education. So of course you're going to need support. So what we're in the process of doing is, this website is real, by the way. I know it's a screenshot, but this website, I'll give you the link, or if someone wants to type in the link, you can see this website is actually up and running now. HEXucation.com. It's up and running now. We've still got some work to do on it, but it's already live. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Wendy. So yes, we've got a lot of. We're going to have a lot of groups from Mexico, groups from China, groups from UK, India, Italy, Ghana. Basically, you guys will let us know which communities you want us to create. Why? Because most of us don't speak Mandarin or Urdu or Bengali or Yiddish or Russian, or I know we've got some French speakers.
French.
Yep, we've definitely got some French speakers. But yes, we do have several languages already covered. And hopefully the Afrikaans, yes, Afrikaans, Stefan, yeah. So hopefully the aim is that from this group of students, we will be able to raise or receive some of you as, I don't know, I'll say community leaders, and definitely, because we're probably going to do it on Telegram, we'll also need some of you as group admins. Why? Because we don't speak the language, so we don't know what's being said. So because they're fully fluent in Yorkshire, Ireland. Okay. Right. So because we don't speak those languages, so we need you guys as trusted friends. Oops. As trusted friends or trusted friends of friends to be able to help us. I don't want to use the word police. I'll say monitor the groups. That's what we need. Yeah. So that's what this community section is about. Yay, we have a Spanish speaker. Excellent. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to slot you in somewhere to help with one of the Telegram groups. Okay. So moving on from there, what are the 12 payment levels? I don't know if you noticed why when I first turned my screen on, I had to change that from 9 to 12 because up till the other day we had 9 levels. Quick bit of history on that. Originally we had 3 levels, $1, $10, $11, and $55. And then we kind of realized something. We realized that when people start making their money with HEXucation, the most they can buy is a $50 package. So what we then did was we then created $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, and $100,000 level. And everybody was like really happy about that. And then we realized, hold on a minute, but isn't that a bit of a big jump from $50 to $1,000? And we said, yeah, we all agreed, yeah. So we introduced another 3 levels. So now it goes $1, $10, $11, so it's $1, $10, $11, $55, $110, $330, $550, $1,100. Yeah, and up to the $110,000. Okay. Why such high numbers? Because there are people that can afford that. There are people, because at the end of the day, I'll just kind of tell you real quick. When all of your 10 levels are filled, if you've joined for $1.10, by the time all of your 10 levels are filled, you will have approximately $12,000. Yeah? Just to give you a bit further insight, if you join with a $10 pack, or $11 pack, I should say, by the time that is filled, your 10 levels of your matrix are filled, you will have $120,000. If you start with a $55 pack, by the time your 10 levels are filled, you will have approximately 550. I think it's actually about $600,000. Yeah. Okay, so you've made all this money. Now what are you going to do? You know what I mean? You know, if something's working, you're going to want to put the money back in. Now, the way we had it set up before, it would have been very challenging for you just to put back in $1,000. So that's why we created the bigger packages, because yes, right now there are people that can afford them right now, even though that might not be you. But guess what? In time to come, you will be able to afford those packages too. Yeah? Okay. So, as I've said, yeah, I guess that's kind of, I don't know why I'll come back to this. But anyway, yeah. So, we've now covered the generous rewards distribution and the exclusive student support access. Oh, that's repeat. Did I repeat myself? Maybe I did. Okay. It was worth hearing twice. Right. So here's what happens. Yeah, Wendy, you're quite right. Yeah. Yeah. If something's working for you and it's paying you, you're gonna go back. You're gonna want more of it. Oh, just to give you a quick example, an obvious example, why do you go work every day? Most of you. Because it pays. You know you're gonna get paid. You know, and obviously if they stopped paying you, you'd stop going. But you remember most of us work when we've got what's called a 9 to 5, you know, where you work office hours or regular hours at a regular place, or you do the same job every day for a fixed fee or whatever it is. Yeah, the only reason you're doing that is because you know that 99 or 95% of the time you're going to get paid. That's why you keep doing it. So what are you actually doing? You're actually investing. You're actually investing your time in return for money. Okay, what investors do, not that we're investors, but what investors do is something's working, they put their money back into it. Why? Because it's already proven to give them a healthy sum back. Okay, I think that's just human nature. You know, why do you buy the same breakfast cereals? Because you like it and it does what it's meant to do. Why do you drink the same drinks? Because you like them and they do what they're supposed to do. You know, so many examples of that in life. But anyway, right. So let's say you've signed up with HEXucation and you've begun your $1 journey with us. Okay, so your $1 journey is basically what happens. Now it's not okay. Let's say you're already in, excuse the expression, but let's say you're already in the matrix. Yeah, you're already a student. So someone pays or someone buys a course using your referral link. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, the 10 cents, the 10%, has already been taken off and has gone off to somebody, maybe yourself, as your instant commission. Yeah? Okay. Then what happens next is, depending on, right, I have to get this right. I may need someone to step in and help me with this. Right. Depending on which level, yeah, this is you up here. Yeah? You're up here. Just here, right here, that's you, right there. So depending where the sale was made determines what percentage of the 64% you receive. Yeah? I'll just repeat that. You're up here. Depending on which of your 10 levels the sale was made determines the percentage that you will receive from the 64%. In other words, in this instance, because the sale price is $1, the amount being distributed is 64 cents. So if it's someone on your first line, one of your first 3 people, you get 20%, meaning you get 13 cents. Yes, I know it's not a lot. I understand that. Please don't shake your fist at me. I know it's not a lot. But anyway, nonetheless, that's how it works on the $1 level. For the first 3 people that you introduce using your referral link, you get 13 cents for each of those people. Yeah? And that's what it adds up to, 38 cents. Okay. And as you introduce more people and as your referrals introduce more people, as we can see, because of the volume, because of the amount of sales that's taking place and increasing, the amount you receive increases. I think that makes sense for everybody. Until eventually, once you have introduced 88,000 people, you get 12 grand. Right. Now you're thinking, hold on a minute, I've got to introduce 88,000 people. Are you having a laugh, Cliff? Well, here's where it starts getting interesting. No, you do not have to introduce 88,000 people to get $12,000 for the sake of your $1. No, you don't have to. Remember, this is you here. Sorry, this is you here. You've introduced 3 people. So all of these 3 people, they have to bring in their 3 to activate their matrix, yeah, their own personal matrix. They have to, in order for them to receive the rewards, you have to introduce 3 people. No, introduce 3 people, no get rewards. Simple as that. So everybody who wants to earn from the matrix must introduce 3 people. So what in essence we've done, we've created a viral effect where each of your 3 have to introduce 3, but they don't get paid. So they have to introduce 3 each, takes 27, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, but some of these people, I know them, they're not really into introducing. Not a problem. If I just go back now to this level, or to this sheet, remember, it's a 3 by 10 matrix. So, again, let's place you, for the sake of this one, let's place you here at number, I think this is number 70. 68, 69, 70. Yeah, this is number 70. So the person in position 70, they have got, as well as them introducing people if they want to, once they've got their 3, they've got the people below them, yeah, introducing people. However, they've also got 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the marketing account introducing people for them or for him or for you as well. So it's not just you trying to fill up your matrix. It's all these people above you, including the marketing wallet. And just for your information, the marketing wallet, it will be advertising on Facebook, Google, maybe, YouTube, maybe, TikTok, and all those other social media platforms. Yeah, where it's not. Yeah, it's the marketing account is going to be doing a lot of work because we're going to put it to work. The funds, all the funds that the marketing wallet receives are going to go to marketing. And what we mean by marketing, as I've just said, we will be, doing the paid ads, what you may call pay per click. Yeah. And also, we're going to be advertising regionally as well. We will be advertising in various countries. We will be sponsoring sporting events. We will be donating to charities. And even though donating to charities may not seem like a how would donating to charities improve, get you people into your matrix? Well, understand this. We're giving people a system where they can start off with $1. And yes, we are going to be approaching charities and making donations. And at the same time, we will see if HEXucation is a good fit for the people that are benefiting from the charities. Because obviously, if you've got somebody who's utilizing the services of a charity, then they will probably need some additional income, more than likely. So in that situation, HEXucation would be a good fit for that benefactor of the charity, where we've created a system that can genuinely help anyone who's experiencing any type of financial hardship. Why? Because we've made it $1. Simple. And we're going to be in a position where we can assist people. Yes, we will be able to help people who can't even afford $1. We'll be able to help. We can help them. Yeah, because it's end of the day, This is what this is about. Me personally, I don't go on and on about the humanitarian aspect. Why? Because that's what all the scams have been doing. They've all been going on and on and on and on and on about how they're helping humanity. You know, they're saving this person, they're saving this, they're saving that. I don't want to talk. I'm not talking. I don't want to talk. I don't want to sound like none of them people because they're all scammers. This is why you only occasionally hear me speaking about this humanitarian aspect of what we're doing here. Because that humanitarian thing, it's being used as such I don't want to use the word evil, but it kind of is. They're kind of using it as an evil hook because what they're doing, these scammers, they understand psychology and they know that if you're a good person, you're going to want to give to a charitable cause. And that's how they rope you in. And that's why I don't go on and on and on about it. Okay, so with that said, I'm moving on. Right. Okay. So yes, that is basically how the funds flow to you once you have joined as a student. So you're already in your position one. You're always in your matrix. You are always position one in your matrix. Really important that you understand that. So yeah. So anytime a sale is made from any of these students, friends of yours, people below you, the money flows upwards. And maybe I didn't mention this. Everybody along the way up gets paid. Every single person. So if a sale, again, this is you up here. So if a sale is made down here, these people get paid, and 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 this guy gets paid. Yeah? And yeah, I'm not going to confuse that anymore. But what I will do, excuse me, as you can see down here, and in this part of the chart, and in this part of the chart, you can see how the earnings work. Yes, it is a small amount to begin with. Why? Because it's $1. That's why. And we're only sharing out of that dollar, 64% of it is being shared out. And that's how it gets shared out. Yeah? However, it gets a little more interesting as you move up. As in, when I say move up, I mean as in the course price. Remember what I said earlier? If you have sold now, another important point I must make. In order for you to benefit from the matrix, or in order for you to benefit from each matrix, you yourself must have bought the course for that matrix. You do not have to go out there and do not worry and say, oh, I can't afford the $50 course. I can't afford the $100,000. Don't worry about it. Just start with what you can afford. This isn't going anywhere. It's an immutable smart contract on a blockchain. This ain't going anywhere. It's kind of here to stay. We couldn't take it down even if we wanted to. It's here to stay. Consider it our gift to the world. You know, we literally, once we launch, we can't control it. It's all about the smart contract doing everything. Okay? So there's no hurry. If you can afford $1, get in, buy your dollar course and then introduce 3 people. If you can afford $10, start with $10. I'm not going to read out all the numbers because there's a lot of them. Yeah? What's the time? Okay, we've been on for an hour. So that's how it works for the $50 course. That's how it works out to be 607,000. Yeah, and you're probably gonna get blown away by the numbers after this, but we've had them checked out. We've had an accountant look at them. We've had the developer look at the numbers because he's got to run all the formulas, and the numbers are correct. And as you can see, I've not included the $100, $300, and $500 in here. I will when we finish, I will come back and because I've got them on another document. I'll load them up after we finished. But as you can see, and do take a look at this number. That's the amount that it will cost to buy the course. Yes, you may not be able to afford it today, but guess what? At some point, you will be able to afford it. Okay. And yes, the numbers get very, very big, and they get bigger and bigger. And guess what? It gets really big. It gets so big. Okay, I've had enough of talking for a minute. I'm going to give myself a breather. Can someone tell us how much that number is there, please? Anyone? Yeah, no, just open your mic and speak up. Yeah, just go for it.
1.2 billion.
It is indeed, Chris. That's right. $1.2 billion. Yeah. Now, obviously, you're not going to earn $1.2 billion overnight. Not yet, anyway. Some of us have been discussing how quickly that can come about, and in time to come, we anticipate that it's going to come about a lot quicker than we ever could have imagined, depending on how quickly we as students decide to grow the system. Yeah. And here's the reality of the situation. I'm not going to go into all that humanitarian stuff. I'm not going to chat about that. I'm just going to show you the numbers. Yeah. We basically have created a system, yes, with time, a person with $1 can indeed become a billionaire. And if you're not happy about that, oh well, it's just the way it works. That is literally the way it works. That's literally what the system has been programmed to do. And we can't change it. Once we literally, it's really, it's mad, but once we launch, we can't stop it. There's nothing we can do to stop this platform once we launch. Okay. Right. I'm gonna just continue. We're nearly finished, I think. Yeah, we're very nearly finished, so I'll just kind of wrap it up there. Okay, the reasons why we created this plan. I'm going to get up from my chair. I'll be sat down for now. I need to stretch my legs. Right, as you heard me say right at the beginning, we've all been, or I'm pretty sure almost all of us on this call have been scammed by one, if not several, of those existing platforms out there. I can't be bothered naming them all. You yourselves know which ones they are because you've been, and I don't like using the word victims, makes you seem powerless, but we've been scammed by them. So you yourself know which one you've been, or which ones you've been scammed by. It's not a nice feeling, and in a way, what we've done here, this is our revenge. You know, it's like we've literally taken the power out of their hands. How? Because we've kind of stood together, stood up away from them and said, you know what, yeah, I've had enough of this. Have you had enough of this? Yeah. Have you had enough of this? Yeah. Have you had enough of being scammed? Yeah. Okay. Let's put our resources together. Instead of giving them our $300, for a membership, or $24 for an NFT that don't even exist. If you don't believe me, look on the blockchain. You'll see all these $24 NFTs that you've been buying, they don't exist. Because if they did exist, you'd be able to see them on the blockchain. Simple stuff. And you'll learn about all that on HEXucation.com. Any NFT that exists on the blockchain, it has to have two things. It's got to have what's called a contract address or a token address, and it has to have what's called a token ID to distinguish it from all the other NFTs that are identical to it. So if your platform has sold you an NFT, just ask them, excuse me, what's the token address and the token ID of my NFTs, please, they will give you every answer imaginable apart from telling you the token address and the token ID. Why? Because they don't exist. They sold you something that doesn't exist, and it's never going to exist because they're scammers. Anyway, back to the reasons why we created this plan. We've had enough of getting scammed. Plus, what else? Oh yeah, that's a pretty big, powerful reason. It's a very emotive reason, that one. But apart from that, because we want to learn, and not just learn how not to get scammed, but we want to learn, what is all this crypto stuff about? What is all this blockchain? What is smart about a contract? You know, what is an ERC 721? I keep hearing all these terms being slung around, and I don't know what they are. So it's about time I learned and found out. What are central bank digital currencies, i.e. or aka CBDCs, and how will they be used to control you? For those of you who have a little bit of an interest in conspiracy facts as opposed to conspiracy theories, because for those of you who don't know, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, it's programmable money. And if your government decides that you've been naughty, according to them, they can literally program your money so it can't get spent. Isn't that clever? Or if they decide to have another lockdown, they can decide that your money cannot be spent outside of 1 mile from your home. Or if they decide that you're unhealthy according to them, or your medical records, there's some kind of mistake on there, you won't be able to buy certain foods, or you won't be able to go into certain places because your tokens will not be accepted. That's why you keep on hearing ministers and politicians refer to the central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, as programmable money, because basically, bottom line is this year, they will be able to control what you spend your money on, when you can spend your money, where you can spend your money, and with whom you can spend your money. There's probably others as well, but at least those 4 things. So we are determined to, oh yeah, and we want to get rich. That's another reason. We all want to get rich. Don't like being poor. We want to get rich. We want to get mad rich. And that's what we've done. We've literally created a platform that will enable us to do that. Okay? Right, those are some of the reasons. What are we aiming to see happen in the future? Okay, I think we've kind of covered it already. I was going to say global domination, but I won't go there. Yeah, but ideally, hey, I'll tell you what, yeah, here's how achievable that is. Most of you right now are using one of 2 things, apart from the odd smarty pants out there who's using another thing, but most of you right now are using, well, there's actually 4 things. You're either using Windows or you're using Android. And a few of you are using Mac OS or you're using iOS, and the odd 1 or 2 of you may be using Linux or a version of Linux. In other words, someone had a vision not so long ago. Someone had a vision that everybody in the world would have Windows. His name was Bill Gates. Someone from Google had a vision. One day, everyone will have Android. Someone else had a vision. Steve Jobs had a vision. One day, everyone will have Apple. And you know what? They've done a pretty good job collectively, those 3 companies. They've done a damn fine job, because guess what? Please, tell you what, give me a quick breather. Please raise your hand if you're not using Apple, Windows, Android or a Mac device, or an Apple device, I should say? Please raise your hand. There you go, see? Oh, sorry, when I said wait, oh, someone's, okay, Trudy. Okay. May I ask, Trudy, what type of device you're using? May I ask? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. If you want to unmute mute yourself.
Yeah, my phone, well, it is, I suppose it's Android, but it's a different make of phone. So it's not
Okay.
Samsung, it's...
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fair enough. However, the operating system is still Android. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. It's all good. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. But yeah, so ultimately, all of us are using one of those Microsoft, Apple, Android. Most of us are using one of those three devices. There may be the odd person out there who's using Linux or something completely different. But what I'm getting at is those three people or companies had the vision to get their product into everybody's hand. We can too. We can do the same thing. We can achieve that. All it takes is a little bit of effort and a bit of time, bit of chin wagging, bit of talking to people, bit of pressing send on your keyboard, clicking a mouse button here and there. It's achievable. We're not talking about something that's impossible to achieve. If Bill Gates can do it, and Steve Jobs can do it, and Google can do it, then we can do it too. It's like that saying, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. It's simple as that. So we can get this into everybody's hands around the world. Now you think about this. Are the governments making our job easier to promote HEXucation? Anyone want to answer that? I see there's a bit of a split decision there. Okay, right, let me clarify that. From my perspective, the government is making it easier for us to promote HEXucation because they're making people not wealthier. If you're making people not wealthier, they're going to have to go out and look for other ways to supplement their income. So in that sense, the government are kind of doing us a favor by making people not wealthier because they're kind of pushing us, they're making us more attractive to more people. Does that make sense? Somebody? Anybody? Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so that's what we're aiming to see happen in the future. We're aiming for this to continue. What we've actually created is what you could call an intergenerational platform. It's on a blockchain. It's being done by smart contracts. There's no one in control. There's no one in charge. Yeah, it can't be stopped. It's immutable. So there's every reason why this should still be around after we're gone. I think that's kind of cool, personally. Right, so we're at the end of our presentation. Sugar. And there's more. You know what? I'm going to go over this next bit really, really quickly. Yeah, I'm going to cover it so quickly. Bear with me for a minute. Right, and to make our job easier, what we've got is this as students. Oh, everybody, I think most of you haven't seen this yet. This is our lovely, super duper sales page. Let me just do this real quick. Hopefully it will load up quickly. Right, here's our website. Oh, okay. Now that's just not great, is it? Okay, The developer's working on it, is literally working on it currently. Let me see if I can remember the other version. HEXucation community. This version may work, and you may better get a look at it. And it does work. Right, so this is an older version of the website. It's got a little less functionality. There's a few things that haven't been, there's a few things missing from it basically. However, it's got all the basics. It's not functioning properly. This, like I said, this is an old version. I wish maybe I should have spoken to the developer and let him know that we were doing our presentation tonight. Right, I'm trying to load up the dashboard. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I don't want to take much more of your time. So while that's loading, what we have is, okay, this is the website where, oh, it's still loading. That's why the images weren't showing. Okay, that's the website basically, yeah? It's literally still loading. So this is where people will do their course, access their student dashboard. That all happens here. However, for those of us who are going to be promoting HEXucation, you will all have, every single one of you will have your own copy of this sales page. Yeah? I've been creating this over the last couple of days. One of our members introduced, I don't know if she wants her name mentioned, so I won't mention her name unless she is happy for me to do so. She showed me this a few days ago, and I was like really, really impressed by it. So what I did, I quickly threw together a quick sales page. Yeah, I'm a website designer, so that's why I was able to do this pretty quickly. It's not completed yet, as you can see, but this is our, oh, it's got a lovely long disclaimer right there at the end for those of you who like to read disclaimers. So as I'm saying, this is our sales page, and you will all have a copy of this, and guess what? It's free. You haven't got to pay nothing, not a penny. You don't have to pay anything. It's free, yeah? I'll give you the link to it when we come off the call, and in fact, yeah, I'll post it in, as soon as we come off the call. I'll post it in the group. So yeah, and this is what we will have. We will use this as a, I think another word for it is a sales funnel. So we will, you know, once we launch, you'll have a choice. You can either give out your link straight to this website. Yeah, it actually looks a bit better. It looks a lot better than this. It's just, this is an old version. You can give out your link, and it changes color too. We've got the light version and the dark version. It does, like I said, it does look better than this, but this is an old version that we're not using anymore. So you can either give people the link straight to the website, or you can give people your link to the sales page. The sales page explains things a lot better. Even got a little video that plays as well. I don't know if you can hear it. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But anyway, it's got sound. Don't worry about that. Right, so yeah, we're going to have some more videos on here. As you can see, we're going to have our 10-minute video on here, our 25-minute video on here. We've already got the student light paper is already on here, and we've got a little button that says "Get Started Now." What will happen is, you'll send out your link. They'll come to you. Your sales page. This will be your own. Everybody, every single one of you, anyone who joins HEXucation will get this landing page or sales page for free. It's free. You'll get it for free. I think you get it that it's free. Okay, so people will put their email addresses in, and that helps you build your mailing list. It helps you stay in touch with the people that you've introduced. Yeah. It's not fully it is fully operational, but it hasn't got our referral link in there. So all that'll happen is, yeah, they'll put their email address in, they'll click on Get Started Now, and it will take them through to the website, which is now, hey, and here we are. Here's the dashboard. Ah, God, now I've got to reload the other version, the other one. Okay, let's let that load. So it would, sorry, let's rearrange that a little bit. So when people click on the Get Started Now from here, yeah, it will take them through to here, the actual website, okay? Right, then once they've come to the website, obviously, once we've connected all the smart contracts, they will then click on Connect Wallet. I'm not going to get into the technicalities of that right now, but after they've connected their wallet, their cryptocurrency wallet, once they've connected it, they have to approve the smart contract. In other words, the smart contract has to ask their permission. Do you want me to connect to your wallet? You'll click on yes. Okay. And then after that, you will then choose, again, this is the old version, you'll then choose which package you want to purchase. Okay. Yeah, again, this is an old version, so it's not, I don't know what's functioning here and what isn't functioning anymore. Okay. But probably by tomorrow, the HEXucation.com should be functioning again. As I said, the only reason it's not functioning is because the developer's currently working on it, which he will be. If you do decide you want to come on to HEXucation.com, some days it will be up, some days it will not be up, for the simple reason being the developer's working on it. We've still got a lot of work to do, and he's doing that work while the contracts are being audited by the auditor. Okay, so that's where we're up to basically. You're all going to get one of these. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to. The only thing you will need to do, I'm not going to go into it now, but the only thing you'll need to do is put your affiliate link, your student affiliate link. You just need to put it into this button. It's a very simple process. I was able to show someone how to do that earlier this evening, and he did it in a few minutes. Didn't take him long. Okay, so, and don't worry, we will have plenty of lessons and help you get it all set up for yourself. It's not hard. It's not difficult. Yeah, and that's the whole point of us having all these support groups. Where were we? Where's that support groups sheet? And yeah, that's why we have all these support groups. So you can get the help and support that you need. Yeah, we know that a lot of you, or a lot of us, are not 100% familiar with cryptocurrencies, blockchain. Well, you wouldn't be. That's why you've come onto a course, to learn it all. So, you know, you're right to expect support and help, and that's what we will do. We are here to help you and support you. And in turn, once you know what you're doing, it'll be great if you can go ahead and support and help others. Okay? Right. I've done enough talking. I've had enough. Right. Go ahead. Hit me with your questions and answers. Well, don't like hit me, just like put your hand up and ask. Right, Anne, Nick, Tony, Stu, do you want to field the questions? And I'm all talked out for a minute. The floor is yours, everybody. You're welcome to unmute yourselves, or someone want. Anne, do you want to go ahead? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't introduce Anne. Anne is one of our co-founders, and Anne has done a lot in terms of helping this all come together. we're yet to see her face, which she has assured me she's going to be doing showing herself to us in the near future. By the way, for those of you who don't know, many of us don't know each other. By the way, I don't know any of you unless the few people I've invited into HEXucation are on this call. I've never met any of you. If I was to walk past you in the street, yeah, I wouldn't know you. And you see my face, so you may know me, but I'm going to have a shave and a haircut tomorrow, so you probably won't recognize me. So, no. Yeah, but I don't know any of you. Most of us don't know each other, but we've all met online. Anyway, sorry, Anne. Yeah, this is Anne, everybody. Go ahead, Anne.
Yeah, hi everybody. Clifford, thank you very much for a fantastic presentation. I've been answering some of the questions in the chat. We have Tina who has asked us to explain, to people that if they would like to get started, most of the early funders, what we have decided to do on launch is to purchase the first 3 levels of the 12 levels. So I think Tina was just wanting to let people know that they can do that. So if people purchase, say, the $1, the $10, and the $50, of course, with including the 10%, that would be $67.10. And that kind of gets 3 matrices going. So every time you purchase a course, you will be starting a new matrix. I think, Tina, that's what you wanted us to cover. I think we've more or less answered people's questions in the chat. Wendy, just to be more specific, yes, we have built our smart contracts on the Pulse Chain blockchain. Centralized exchanges, not a lot of them support it at the moment. So in order to set up your wallet, it does need to be a Web3 wallet, MetaMask or Internet Money Wallet. A lot of us are using. Those would be compatible. They support Pulse Chain. And yeah, those are the recommended wallets that we use. So you can fund your accounts, your courses, you can pay in a stable coin. The nominated ones would be the US dollar Tether, the US dollar Cash, which is USDC, or DAI, D-A-I. And if you just put the amount, of either 1 or 3 or however many courses you want to purchase when we launch in your wallet, once we go live, all you will simply do is connect your wallet, use your referral link, connect your wallet, and you will have your course. So I think that's more or less about the wallets. Right. Anybody else have any questions for us, please? All our new students, if you would like to go first to ask any questions, please unmute yourselves and ask away.
Wendy's asking when we're launching.
Wendy's asking when are we launching? Okay. What we always said we would launch after we had our audit. The auditors are currently busy with the audit. They started, I think it was just over a week ago. We have been told that by Tuesday we will get our preliminary report. And once we get that, they will let us know whether there are any fixes at all that we need to do, any bugs in the system, etc. So we will know on Tuesday. The developer will be on the call with us. If there's anything for him to fix or to discuss, that will be done. And I would assume then, depending on what they discover or tell us, then we should pretty soon after that be able to announce a launch date for everybody. Yeah, everybody, it's long overdue. Everybody's waiting. So, yeah, it's more or less the timeline. It's probably still going to be, a good few weeks before we launch, but that's where we are at right now. Chantel, would you like to ask a question?
Yes.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. So you said that every purchase begins a new matrix.
That's correct.
But is there an advantage, or it's not? It's difficult for me to understand what it can. I don't really understand how we can have 3 matrix, 4, and so on.
Okay, so basically we have 12 matrices. Okay, so each course level, when you purchase each one or multiple course levels, but let's say you start with one course level, let's say the $1 course level.
Okay.
The minute you purchase your course, you will literally be starting your own matrix.
Mhm.
Okay, and then as Clifford explained earlier, you will have the support of the marketing wallet, as well as people above you and below you as people join your matrix. So it doesn't have to be people that you necessarily bring in yourself, but you will obviously have the support. The matrix, basically what happens is the marketing wallet, when people join, let's say whether they're joining from Facebook or Google or wherever, those people will land in the matrix, and it will basically fill the matrix level by level, left to right, and sort of take every empty spot as it goes. Now, in order for every person to unlock your earnings, all you have to do is simply refer 3 students. That's it. And it's a once-off. If you do it within your first week, you will obviously be available to claim your following week, your earnings. And that's it. And that's all you have to do. And you will literally be, as people join your matrix, you will literally be earning your rewards. Yeah.
Okay.
So we,
Okay. Thank you. And how kind of support the French languages will have?
yes. Okay, we have, you're obviously one of, or maybe Carol's friends.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yes. Okay, awesome. Well, you've got a very attentive person, to help you.
I know.
Yes. So what we'll do is obviously we'll have support Zooms. We will obviously have a French group in time, the same with the other languages. We do have Google Translate, so you will be able to access the website and the dashboard, obviously in your own language.
Okay.
So when you enter the dashboard, it will show you how to use the Google Translate, and we'll have a little video as well to explain to people how to use it. So
okay, and of course also we'll have access to Google Translate, or
the courses, yes,
for the course
everything, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's a pleasure. Are there any other questions or comments? Carol, hi, Carol.
Hello, dear Han. Okay,
Hi there.
I just want to say thank you, Clifford, and thank you, Han, and thank you, everybody. It's very exciting that today is the first one. And yeah, some people chat with me on my cell saying that they were not, that it was not clear enough, but it's normal. It's the first one. And but I just want to tell you and tell you, Chantal, because I invited you just today, that you can ask Anne. I called her many times and I was like, I don't understand. And she was always so patient with me. And now I understand much, much better. And we will start soon to do presentation in different languages. So just want to let people know, people who are new, do not worry. We will be professional and we will have everything to take care of you. And this project will go to the moon and even further. So just get ready. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Carol. That's
Thank you,
fantastic.
Carol.
Yeah. Honestly, I know it's a lot of information, but please don't worry. We take it step by step. We're all there for each other. And any questions that anybody has, there will be somebody available to help you. So the main thing is when we, ready to launch, for those people who do want to become students, all you need to do is to have your whichever courses you want to purchase, have your wallet set up, have them ready, have your USDT, as I said, or your USDC or your DAI in your wallets. And that's it, really. That's all you have to do. And obviously, the key to unlocking your earnings is to introduce 3 people. You can do that whenever you feel happy doing that. Or as soon as you have 3 friends who would like to join you. And the magic about this plan and what we've created here is that even if you join and you become a student, you will start earning, okay, even before you've actually introduced 1 or all of the 3 people that you need to introduce. So what that means is, let's say, for instance, you purchase your course and you log into your dashboard because you're busy studying your courses. And after a couple of weeks, you may notice that you have some money in your back office. Now, I don't know about anybody who's going to pay you or intend to pay you, until you've actually paid your own money and perhaps purchased your own course. So here we do that. Because the moment you introduce people, you will obviously be paid the instant commission, okay, which will be paid directly to your wallets. And as I say, as soon as you have registered 3 students, you will be able to claim your earnings week in and week out. Chantal, you have another question?
Yes.
Yes, sure, go ahead.
Chantal want to know. Okay, so when we have our 3 invitees and we have more, I have a 4th, a 5th. I have no advantage to give it to keep it. I have to give it to my invitees. Is it okay? How it works? How is the best process, the best way to manage that?
Okay, so what will happen is whether you have 3 friends or you have 10 friends that want to join, you can register those people. And what will happen is the matrix will the marketing wallet will place those people in your matrix. Okay, nobody knows where, but they will be placed in your matrix. So let's say you join today and in a month's time, you sign up a couple of friends. They could fall on your level 4 or 5, okay? And you will obviously earn whatever the commission is that's payable on that level, okay? And yeah, it doesn't matter where they fall in the matrix because they will literally be starting their own matrix as they join. And the great benefit to you, if you do register more than 3 students, is you're going to be having what we call spillovers for your team. You are literally going to be helping your team, okay? Because all those people that you're signing up, they will then fall somewhere in your matrix, and they may not fall directly under you, but they may fall under some of your team members, and that's going to benefit them, which is, going to benefit you as well. Okay.
Okay.
Normally in some other structures, we have what we call spillovers, but they don't normally benefit people. But in our case, they do. They do count towards, the numbers in your matrix being filled. Okay, but don't worry. As I say, maybe it does sound a little bit confusing as we start. The more Zooms you come onto, the more sort of trainings we do, you'll get it. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions for us, for anybody?
Hi, Anne. It's Jeffrey here. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Jeffrey, good evening.
Hi. I just think it would. First of all, I think it's great what you've done, Clifford. I came halfway through, and thanks very much. This is our sort of inaugural event, really, isn't it? It's just a beginning.
It is.
And we're finding our way. For those of you that are looking at this for the first time and taking an interest, it is an awful lot to take in, and it's something that's it's actually a very simple something, but it can appear very, very complicated, and it's not. It genuinely isn't. What I would encourage everyone to do, and tell me what you think, Anne, Clifford, is those of you who are on here now and are listening and don't understand certain things, put into the student group what you don't understand, what wasn't clear, what you found difficult, because that will help us, clarify and make our presentations clearer and simpler to understand in the future. I think that might be a good idea. You may not agree, but I think I'd welcome that myself.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Jeffrey. Absolutely. Yeah, never be shy to ask questions. That is the best way to simplify things.
Yeah, understanding what parts of the presentation they didn't understand or that they found very, very difficult to process. I think that might be useful for us, moving on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, great. Otherwise, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Clifford did a great job. We just have to learn how to condense you a little bit, Clifford. Yeah, but it was fantastic.
If I could add on from Jeffrey there, if you don't mind.
What was that, Stu?
Could I add on from Jeffrey there?
Yes, of course you can.
It would also be worth people who have been on this call tonight is to rewatch and listen to this presentation. I would say a good 3, 4, 5 times, because you will pick up things that you haven't caught on to in the previous listens. I mean, when we first started off in the early funders group and we had the calls initially, it really, really helped me listening to the recordings a good number of times, because every single time I listened to it, I thought, there was an aha moment, there was a penny drop, there was an understanding there that wasn't quite there before. So yeah, I just wanted to add that it's definitely worth giving these presentations going forward a good number of listens when you've got the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is important to understand things, but I think that literally the only thing, well, not the only thing, but the only thing sort of going forward, or the main thing going forward for people to understand, is to unlock everything, and for everything to work, you only need to introduce 3 people, and that's it. And it does not matter how long it takes you. The only thing is you need to introduce your 3 people before your matrix fills up. Now, obviously, in the beginning, it will maybe take, a month or 2 or 3. We have no idea at this point. But, in a couple of months' time, people could fill their matrices in a day or 2 days. Again, we have no idea. So you need to watch for that. Your dashboard is very user-friendly. It tells you step by step. You will know when your claim date is. You will know when you qualify. You'll be fully informed. And that's all you need to do, is just to keep your eye to see when you need to register your 3 people. And obviously, the sooner you do it, you will be able to claim your weekly earnings. So yeah, that's basically it. That's the crux to the whole. That's literally the engine to this monumental plan that's been created.
Yeah, I guess that's right. I mean, when you when you get overwhelmed with all this information, you start to panic and you think, "Oh God, there's no way I'm going to learn all this." Then, yeah, I suppose the only thing you need to keep bringing yourself back to is I just need to bring in 3. That's it. That's all I need to do. You know, you
Mhm.
could learn everything else about the system, about the platform and all that. But at the end of the day, like you say, the whole crux of it is I just need to bring in 3. So try not to get overwhelmed and panic about, I don't know this and I don't know that. Just keep that in mind. I just need to bring in 3 people. And that's it. Yeah, perfect.
That's it. And then to help your 3, bring in their 3. And if everybody helps each other, that's all you have to do. There's no more going out and I need hundreds of people, you know, in order to earn money. No, those days are gone. That's it. It's just 3 people. Anything else you'd like to say, Stu, before we ask Chris to unmute?
Nope, that was it. Thanks.
Super. Thank you so much. Hey, Chris.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for the call. Really good and brilliant delivery, Clifford. Really
You
clear,
did a great job. Yeah.
really clear and concise. And even I learnt some more things tonight. So really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, just wanted to back up what everybody else has said. I mean, I'm not going to name all these platforms, but I've been involved in quite a lot. And I can only say this one. It's the only one I actually feel like I don't mind referring to people. I want to refer people, want to bring people, and I feel fully convinced with it because even the other ones, some of the other ones, you know, always in the back of your mind, you were thinking, you know, this is pretty nonsense. You know, you kind of knew in the back of your mind that it wasn't, things weren't right. This, 100% right. So well done. I think you've done a brilliant job, and I can't wait to get going.
Yeah, awesome, Chris. Your enthusiasm and presence and fellowship and everything is so welcome. Your jokes. I don't know where your little 4-legged ones are tonight. They were supposed to be saying hello.
It's from it. Let's have a look. Jumbo. Mrs. Jumbo.
Yeah.
This is.
There we go.
That's
So,
one of them.
okay. Well, what's her name or his name?
This is Mrs. Jumbo.
Oh, is that Mrs. Jumbo?
the mom.
Mrs. Jumbo.
That's the
Oh,
mom.
sweetie. Okay, super. That's our animal moment. Hi,
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Chris. Thank you so much. Hi, Marjorie.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Um,
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm finding that some of my people I talk to think our Zooms last quite a while, and I know it's good if it can be recorded. Particularly, I'm thinking of, I've got more contacts in Kenya who only can use data. They can't get to a Wi-Fi. Now, will I be able to send a copy of this to them, even though they're not quite joined yet?
Yes, of course you will be able to. Absolutely.
Right, so that should help everybody, shouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely. That's the whole point.
Right, okay. Well, I think I'm going to get somewhere with the people over there. But then, like Stuart said in the past, I think we need to help them, even if we only start them off at $1 each, or maybe the $10 matrix. You know,
Yeah, what you need to do is get a group of people together, and between Nick, myself, Clifford, and any others, you know, we can have a Zoom for you with them and help them get started. Absolutely.
you can't always guarantee getting them together. That's the problem. Oh dear, really is a problem.
Well,
you know, yeah, I thank you for that anyway, for that offer. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fine, Marjorie. You know, we'll be in touch, and just reach out, speak to them, and see what you can arrange. But
I am doing my best, yes.
Definitely send them the recordings so they can catch up with the recordings. I think that's obviously a very good way to start.
But otherwise, they've got to fill this maths question in for next week, haven't they? To join it live.
Yeah, obviously live is great. So perhaps that will encourage them to come, you know. So yeah, but definitely recorded as second best option.
Okay, so hopefully we'll have the recording quite soon.
Yeah, just as soon as Clifford's ready. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Marjorie. Right. Anybody else with any questions? Please, don't be shy. Or any suggestions, comments? Okay, Clifford, would you like to wrap it up? Where's Clifford gone?
Yes, certainly. Well, yeah, if everyone's asked their questions, and just to further what Anne, Nick, and Jeff said, and everybody else said, please ask your questions. We've got a student group now. It's the first of many. Even if you need to ask in French or whatever your language is, ask your question. Just ask it the way you can ask it, and we will one of us will answer your question. Yeah, if you've got 10 questions, ask them. We'll answer every single one. Okay, don't be shy. Speak up. If there's a problem, if you don't understand anything, just ask. Okay, and we're not like other groups. We don't close off the group and mute everybody. It's not about that. No, we need your feedback as well as you need the answers. We need the questions because it's going to help us improve. So feel free to speak up, whether you're on a meeting like this or whether you're in a group on the Telegram. Please speak up. That's it. Okay, well, if there aren't any more questions, then we'll finish off for tonight. And hopefully we'll see you all again soon. The next meeting, we will publish it in the group and we'll take it from there. Okay, we're not sure when the next one is. We'll try and have another one between now and next Thursday for students. If not, it will be next Thursday, but we'll try and arrange another one for people that couldn't make it onto this because of their time zone. So thank you very much to Anne and Nick and Stu and Carol and everybody, Tony, everybody. Thank you all very much for attending and for your help this evening. And yeah, thank you, Chantal, for your questions. And we will see you all soon. Thank you. And
Great.
good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank
Good night,
you,
everyone.
Clifford. Thank
Bye-bye.
you so
Good
much.
night.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.